Hey everyone, Jeff Elliott here from another71.com, and we are going to cover the 2015 CPA Exam Changes. Now, if you are not familiar with Another 71, a little bit about me. I am a licensed CPA in the state of Kansas. I live here in flyover country. I created Another 71 back in 2008, and since then it has become the most visited CPA exam site on the internet. And I've been blessed to do it full-time since 2010. And I launched Ninja CPA Review in 2011. And it has helped, the Ninja products have helped over 22,000 people pass the CPA exam. And so I am pretty familiar with what is on the exam and what it takes to pass. The goals of this video are to cover the 2015 updates from a high level, and also get into some of the frequently asked questions that I see in the Another 71 forum about the 2015 exam, and also send you some free materials that are updated for 2015 that I think you will find very useful, over 300 pages of content. Hopefully you will like this video and send it to anyone that you know that is taking the CPA exam, and hopefully they can get some good out of it too. You can use the link another71.com/2015. You can send them there, and they can watch the video if they want, and more importantly, they can get the free downloads. Okay, 2015 updates are based on the CPA Exams Policy on new pronouncements, and also the content specification outline that the AICPA provides, which is a lens to view any new standards, regulations, or laws that come into play. And so only the AICPA knows what is truly going to be on the exam, but they give us exam providers some principles to apply as we update our materials. So let's real quickly cover the CPA Exam Policy on new pronouncements, because most candidates seem to not understand this. Basically, accounting and auditing pronouncements are eligible for testing 6 months after the pronouncement's effective date, unless early application is permitted. And if that's the case, then it's 6 months after the issuance date. Now, when that happens, both the old and new pronouncements may be tested until the old pronouncement is superseded, which we saw in 2013 on auditing, when the old standards and the new clarity standards were both tested on the exam. It presented a pretty tricky situation, but then in 2014, only the clarified auditing standards were tested, and on into 2015. For regulation, the tax law, basically any tax changes, they are eligible on the exam 6 months after the law's effective date or the enactment date, whichever is later. And so if Congress passes some laws that are retroactive to January 1st, 2014, and they do that tomorrow, well, that doesn't affect you on your exam, because it's 6 months after the change's effective date, which would be January 1st, 2014, or the enactment date, which is tomorrow. So it's 6 months from tomorrow, whichever is later. So hope that clears that up just a little bit. Okay, we're going to cover the exam changes from the least amount of changes to the most amount of changes. Real quickly, I will say that there are not a lot of huge changes to the CPA exam. I remember a few years ago, FAR had IFRS added, and auditing had the clarity standards added in 2013, I believe. And those were some big changes. Basically, there are just a few minor tweaks. Starting with BEC, there really is no change. No material changes. Same thing for regulation. No material change until July 2015, when the 2015 tax laws are eligible to be tested. And so from January 2015 through the end of May 2015, because June is a dead month, it will test 2014 tax law. So your 2015 course should cover 2014 tax law for the first half of the year. For auditing, now there is required supplementary information that's tested, and also some changes to non-attest services for attest clients. For FAR, now IFRS 15, if we followed the AICPA's policy on new pronouncements, IFRS 15, which is a big deal, would be tested in 2015, but the AICPA came out and said, given the scope and significance of IFRS 15, they're not going to test it until January 1st, 2016. So IFRS 15 not on the table for 2015. However, there are some changes or additions for FAR. There's a change to discontinued operations. It's a minor tweak. And also there is the special purpose frameworks, which are like cash basis accounting, modified cash basis accounting, income tax basis, the financial reporting framework for small and medium-sized entities, and the public business entities framework. Your review course should cover those. And also liquidation basis financial statements. Not a huge deal, but they are eligible to be tested, and hopefully your review provider gives you those updates. If you are a Ninja customer, you will get those for free. They come with, because Ninja materials come with free updates until you pass. I realize not everyone does that, but that's how we do it. So some questions. Can you use old materials to study for 2015 exams? My caveat is that you should always use updated materials. Now, if I were studying for the 2015 exam, I would be just fine. I would feel comfortable using 2014 auditing, FAR, and regulation, assuming that the regulation material was updated for July of 2014. If I were studying for BEC, I would probably be fine studying with 2013 BEC materials. Of course, you will have people that say, I passed regulation using 2013 materials, in November 2014, and that's fine. People can do whatever they want. People pass using old materials all the time. But as a general rule of thumb, this is what I would do. But if you are a Ninja customer, you don't have to worry about this anyway, because you get free updates. Now, we covered previously new tax laws for regulation. They have no impact on early 2015 exams. And if your exam provider says it starts throwing in the new 179 deduction changes that Congress passes or whatever, like, send them this video. Because for regulation, it will use the 2014 tax law, and any changes that are made now are not testable for 6 months from now. Okay, so now I want to send you some 2015 Ninja downloads, and basically it's 300 plus pages of content with so you get a whole chapter of the Ninja book, you get a section of the Ninja audio, Ninja Blitz, you get a link to Ninja Blitz, you get a set of a chapter of 2015 flashcards to put on your mobile device or your desktop. It works on iPhone and Android and your desktop. And so basically this is the real Ninja file. You just get one chapter instead of the whole thing. And if you like it, you can buy the whole thing, or you can just use the free chapter. Completely up to you. And also the Ninja notes, which I don't have on here. And also the 2015 Ninja Study Planner, which is customizable. So if you want to study 20 hours a week, you can use that to plan and map out your study time. I'm also sending you the CPA Exam Survival Guide, which you'll get as a PDF. You can also go to iTunes and search CPA Exam, and then you'll see it. And it's been downloaded a bunch of times on iTunes, and 17 kind people took the time to rate it. 16 of those gave it a good rating. One person thought it was subpar, but that's okay. So if you want to send anyone to the site to refer them to this video or the free download, send them to another71.com/2015. So I hope this video was helpful. It covered things from a high level, but hopefully your review providers will dive into the material so that you know what's coming. And again, Ninja customers, you get all of this for free. You get the free update. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you have an excellent 2015.